An outside firm hired to look into the solvency problems with the Dallas police and fire pension system says those problems are deep. Fixing them will be costly and it will take time. Meantime, those issues will likely make it harder to hire or retain some first responders. Fox 4's Lori Brown is live with more. Lori.
This pension situation doesn't just impact retired first responders. Ever since the pension crisis began in 2016, the department has struggled to recruit officers, and new data shows that the number of officers with the department is continuing to decline.
I will be 123 years old when I get my first cost of living allowance.
That bleak assessment comes from Kenneth Segan, one of the retirees who headed to Dallas City Hall Thursday to hear the latest about the condition of the Dallas Police and Fire pension.
What went through your mind when you heard there is still a $3.5 billion shortfall?
Well, I think it causes anxiety among a lot of pensioners. They wonder whether or not the pension will just completely fall apart. Will the city declare bankruptcy?
Segan is a retired major with the Dallas Police Department and current reserve officer. At 73 years old, he wishes he and his fellow retired first responders did not still have to worry about the promise made to them of financial security.
The can has been kicked down the road too many times in years past.
But an independent actuary laid out a plan that would once again do just that, more than doubling the city's current payment into the pension to $300 million a year in a little more than a decade.
Cops and firefighters, I think in general, would be fair to say, are not experts in financial planning. That's not their specialty, if you will. So we trusted the board to do what was necessary.
The former board and pension director, Richard Tiedemann, lost hundreds of millions of dollars with risky real estate investments, creating a $7.5 billion shortfall in 2016. Even with sweeping changes to benefits, the pension is still not on solid ground, and turnover at City Council means new members are constantly inheriting old problems.
It's as if we've been given this puzzle. I feel like I'm in the middle of a maze, and I don't know at this point which way to turn.
It's a problem that does not just impact retirees. Friday, Dallas City Councilwoman Kara Mendelson, along with several Dallas police recruiters, traveled to Chicago in hopes of bringing more officers here. New numbers from DPD show that Dallas has its lowest number of officers in 3 years, barely over 3,000, not enough to keep pace with population growth.
When I hired in 1976, I was offered a job with Houston Police and with Dallas Police, and I told the chairman of my board that that's why I will choose Dallas. If you select me to come here, then I will take the job with Dallas Police because it offers a higher pension.
As leaders consider if retirees deserve a cost of living allowance within a realistic life expectancy, Segan's message is
that in the long term, they're going to honor that promise.
Dallas has 1 year before state lawmakers want to see what the city's plan is for funding the pension. The city council's committee on the pension is set to start discussing that plan December 14th.